What's My Line? Brought to you by Geritol, the high-potency vitamin-iron-rich tonic in liquid or tablets to help you feel stronger. And now, let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, a young lady who is now appearing at the Yonkers Playhouse in Kind Sir, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a gentleman who has written a book with great compassion and understanding, and it's called Plain Talk for Young Marrieds. It's also good for us older people. Password's Joy, Alan Ludden.
Thank you, Al. Now, I want you to meet a lady who is still writing a book about great murder trials, and according to her publisher, he promises that someday it'll be finished. Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And sitting on my left is my patient publisher, the president of Random House, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
Well, every show of this kind, of course, has to have a moderator. Ours is not only a superb news analyst, but he's a maker of history. His idea is that the French should take over the Rock of Gibraltar. And of course, after they get it, they will no longer call it the Rock of Gibraltar. They'll call it the Gallstone. The perpetrator of this terrible John Daly.
Gulp. No, Bennett, I must say, that's a doozer. That's a real doozer. I'll probably steal it tomorrow sometime, if not tonight. Alan Ludden, nice to see you on the panel again, sir.
Thank you, John. It's good to be here.
And I think we ought to have some sort of a celebration because you're here, and I know that both Arlene and Dorothy will be pleased at the special character of the celebration. Have your blindfolds ready because we're going to start off with something rather special tonight. We'll also have a famous mystery challenger before my friends in the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first challenger after this word. All right, now I think we are ready to meet our first challenger, and the blindfolds are all in place. Are the blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, John.
Would you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, we would like to give you a wee bit of help. We can tell you that our guest is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin the questioning with Arlene Francis.
Are we blindfolded because we might recognize you by sight rather than by the way you are dressed in costume?
Oui?
Oui.
Yeah.
Oh, do I go on?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in the news recently?
Did he say anything?
Yeah, he said it was possible. I think it's a very good answer. It could be yes and no, depending on a specific time about which you're questioning.
Would you be considered a performer of any kind? Well, is he there?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he shaking his head?
We can't hear it, John.
Possible. It's possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you are not French? That is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you by any chance in the sports world?
We? Well, now, I think here, you speaking specifically of performance in the sports world, in the general areas of the major sports of the country?
Well, if I say yes, you'll give me a no. I mean, that was very leading of you, John. That is what I was thinking, so I'll be honorable about it.
In the professional sense?
Yes.
That makes it 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Ludden.
Well, if I saw your picture, would it be more likely, though, to be in the sports section of the paper?
Possibly.
That, again, Alan, is a hard question. You might find it in the sports section under some circumstances.
But I might find it other places.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, would you then be involved in the management side of sports more than in the performance side, in the business management as well as the actual direction of the sport?
We? No.
That'll
We
be no.
know.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is it possible, Mr. X, that you have more to do with some other profession than sports?
We?
Do you have anything to do with show business?
We?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Mm-hmm.
When you play at sports, is one of your sports croquet?
No.
No, that's 3 down and 7 to go. And I would say that sports here is not a good road to just plant your feet on firmly.
I'm beginning to
Sir.
get that feeling.
Yes.
Have you got anything to do with the theater?
We?
But here again, Bennett, this is in a very general sense. Our guest is involved in so many great affairs that we would have to give you a qualified yes probably to any question you ask. But the theater, again, is in a very general sense.
Are you at all connected with the United States government?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
One thing he doesn't do anyhow.
Do you have anything whatsoever to do with the circus?
No.
I can tell.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Ludden.
Are you involved at all with the World's Fair?
We?
Oh.
Uh-huh. You are in a very high capacity. Well, let me reword that.
Yes, you're right.
Are you Mr. Moses?
No.
No.
Well, who else is involved at the World's Fair?
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Miss
But not
Kilgallen.
Mr. Moses by now.
Are you an architect?
No.
7 down and 3 to go. And again, I must warn you that the World's Fair is just one of many activities and is not necessarily a principal one, Mr. Cerf.
Have you got anything to do with the running of New York City outside of the World's Fair?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you, might you be on the board of the World's Fair and be in some kind of very big business?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Ludden.
You're not at... you eliminated big business, didn't you?
I did.
Well, she asked a two-pronged question.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just take a crack. Are you are you on the boards of large corporations? Of any large corporation?
We?
Are you James Farley?
10 down and no more to go.
John, can I take one? Have you got anything to do with the Mets and Shea Stadium? No.
No, that's 11 down and none to go. How about Lowell Thomas and radio news commentator?
You should have asked about Alaska.
Now, I must say, Lowell was terribly concerned, you know, that you'd recognize his voice immediately. He wanted to disguise it, and he was even afraid of his disguise on the first 2 or 3 answers, but he didn't have to be. 30, how many years have you been continuously broadcasting news?
34.
34 years. But I have memories that go back, I think, before that time, because Bennett and I have a lot of fun about my preparatory school, Tilton School up in New Hampshire. I read the first book, definitive book on Lawrence of Arabia, written by Lowell when I was in prep school. And that would go back to when? 1923, 4, 5, somewhere in there, Lowell?
Printed on papyrus, wasn't it?
1923. No, but he is, you know, as I had to tell you, Lowell is involved in so many things that there is hardly an area of activity which you could touch upon which he could not legitimately answer. Yes, he had something to do with it, but you didn't get to the one industry which we all in one
I
way
do
or
think
another.
radio and television, though, are big businesses.
Well, he said he was involved in a big business,
What's
but
the
the
sport?
question was a
Which
combined
sport?
one about being on a board.
Which sport would you say you were associated with? Skiing.
Well, I'm involved in skiing and in golf, both on the management and ownership side and the other side as well. I'm not boasting about this, but I was taking part in a ski race just 2 weeks ago in the Rockies.
Did you win it?
No.
Well, what'd you bring it up for? No, but to be serious for a moment, Lowell, I've had the good fortune to have Lowell as a friend for a great many years, and I would imagine there's nobody in the country who felt the impact of these unhappy events up in Alaska as you have, because this is one of your first loves, isn't it?
Well, the very first place I went when I got away from home, John, was to Alaska, and it has been my favorite spot ever since. And I have the feeling that we've done so much for other people all around the world, and Alaska is 1/4 the size of all our 49 other states. It seems to me that this would be an opportune moment for us to use this as an excuse to do something as a people to build up this great state. Use that as our excuse. And you've been on this program so many years now, John. I think it's about 14, that you're so rich. And Bennett here is a tycoon, and of course Dorothy is too, and Arlene. And I understand that anyone who participates in this show gets a large check, and I would like to give my check, whatever it is, tonight to Alaska, and I wish everybody in America would do the same thing.
I'm sure they will, but you know, Lowell and I in the past have talked. I know of his enthusiasm for Alaska, and if memory serves me well, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I remember you once told me that Alaska lies in the same latitude as Scandinavia and Great Britain, and there are 70 millions of people living in that area, whereas the Alaskan population is to be measured in hundreds of thousands, and it really, as one of the 50th state or the 49th state of the Union, it is one of the great future growth areas of the United States, and we should be very concerned about helping them get back on their feet.
Yes.
And thank you.
In our own interest.
In our own interest, yeah. I agree with you. Thanks, Pop, for coming to see us.
Yes.
Lovely to see you. And now to meet the second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Christine Berthold. Berthold, is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Berthold? Miss Berthold. And where are you from?
Germany.
From Germany. Where in Germany?
Essen.
From Essen in Germany. Well, it's nice to have you with us. May I present our panel? Miss Berthold, will you join me here, please? And we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Berthold is salaried and deals in a service, and I think we should begin the questions with Mr. Bennett, sir.
Miss Berthold, of course, the great Krupp works are located in Essen. May I presume that you have nothing to do with the Krupp dynasty?
No.
Yes, you may. Miss Berthold has not.
The next thing where Germans are distinguishing themselves at the present time is in the Barnum and Bailey Circus, now in New York. Have you got anything whatever to do with that circus?
Yes.
Are you one of the performing artistes in the circus?
Yes.
Now we have to guess what you do.
Well, I hope so.
That's the name of the game.
Would you stand up for a minute, Miss Berthold, and let us look at you? Is that
I think
allowed?
it's highly irregular, but I think since the question has been asked, the chair will have to rule. We'll stand up together. You can look at both of us, Bennett.
Oh, golly. Thank you. Do you depend for your act upon working with other people rather than doing a solo performance?
The question is, do you work alone or do you work with others when you are doing your performance? You work with others.
Yeah, with others. Do you perform any feat that requires physical skill?
Yes.
Do you leave the ground at all when you do your act?
Yes, I do.
That would leave either trapeze work or tightrope, wouldn't it?
Are you asking, is that your question?
I'm
Mr.
thinking out loud.
Oh. There's a spectacle the whole public will never forget.
Mrs. Berthold, do you do anything on the flying trapeze?
No.
That makes it 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
You do, however, do a stunt off the ground, up
Yes.
high.
Yes.
Is it something to do with hanging by your teeth or your hair or anything like that and spinning around?
Yes.
It is. You look absolutely great. I mean, it's remarkable, isn't it? Well, I haven't been to the circus yet. So is it one of those you either spin around by your hair or your face?
That's the
Yes,
star number.
that's it.
Is the starring number in the show by the hair or the teeth?
Yeah,
The
but
hair of the dog, the picture.
But
What?
that I must say is an interesting aspect of the abilities and skills and talents
Oh.
which Miss Berthold brings to her performance, but you haven't yet defined what it is that she does.
Well, she's a trapeze
No, she's not trapeze.
Well, I don't know what you call that. She spins around maybe 100 times in the air.
Well, we'll even agree she spins around, but that isn't necessarily...
She eats a watermelon while she does it.
Eats a watermelon while she does it. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Ludden.
Sings a song.
She never did establish whether it was with her hair or her teeth, but I would think, I think it's by, is that your hair? Am I right in assuming that's your hair?
Yes.
And does your act involve something you do with that hair?
Yes.
Do you hang by it
Yes.
from a height?
Yeah,
Yes.
settle that.
Well, I thought you had her teeth. You were dead.
No, I had one of them going.
We weren't sure which one.
You had her hanging by her teeth, I thought. Because, well, all right, you hang by your hair, and then what do you do? Then what I got to find out is what she does while she hangs by her hair.
Right.
That's not enough, just hanging by her hair.
That's right.
Do you come down, do you travel a distance? Do you move while you're hanging by your hair?
Yes.
Do you move fast?
Oh,
She juggles.
Juggles
I
is
see,
right.
just
Over they
your
go.
hand. Of course.
Please, let the record show that since Mr. Cerf spoke out of turn, all the cards were thrown over. Mr.
Well, I
Cerf.
can see why he was impatient with me, though.
Now, actually, Miss Berthold, 75 feet above the ground, hanging by her hair, juggles and is a remarkably skillful juggler with the Ringling Brothers Circus, which is here in New York. And the picture, I don't know how wide the distribution on the picture has been, but I'll never forget the picture in our local newspapers, our New York newspapers, with you hanging there up in the air.
Just great.
It was a wonderful picture.
Yeah.
Well,
And wouldn't you know that'd be the one I didn't see?
you were a wonderful guest. Thank you for being with us on What's My Line.
I remember the picture.
yeah, I remember it the same.
We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment after this message. I have to share with you this. Bennett sent me a little word that Miss Berthold had got him in the juggler vein. And you say spring hasn't arrived yet, and now a special feature of the program, again, the appearance of a mystery challenger for which my friends are all blindfolds. Blindfolds on, panel?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. You remember at this time, panel, one question at a time in turn moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
Well, you might say that I was in show business.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you a comedian?
Oh, that's a very great compliment, but no, I'm afraid I'm not.
What doubt a night to go, Miss Francis?
Are you playing in the Broadway theater at the present time?
At the present time, well, my dear, I don't think you might say at the present time. I had a limited engagement a long time ago, but it is finished now.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Ludden.
Are you better known for your work in the movies?
Oh, I wish it was so. You know,
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, when you are performing, do you ever play in nightclubs or supper clubs?
well, you see, I don't know. I never had any agent ask me for a job.
4 down and
You never had an
6 to
agent
go,
ask
Mr.
him for
Cerf.
a job, I think.
Do you do any work with any degree of regularity in television?
In television, I don't think I would say I did too much, no.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Now, have I got this straight? You don't do much in television, you don't do anything in the movies, and you're not in the theater except for a limited engagement. Must be at the actor's home. Are you other than a juvenile?
Miss Francis, are you speaking of the juvenile delinquent?
I know you're not that.
The answer would have to be yes.
Of course, you know, really, I'm not ancient.
Mr. Ludden.
You're not ancient.
No, sir, I'm not ancient.
I see.
We are.
Sometimes I feel it.
But you, and I, what have you been doing lately? Have you worked lately?
Oh, if you only knew how much work I have to do all the time. It's terrible.
Do you or have you ever traveled under a British passport?
No, I don't think so. Not
You're
any
all
time lately.
lost. I'm going to throw all the cards
Here
up.
we
Anybody
are.
got even a wild guess?
No. Sounds like Victor
Well, take your
Borge.
masks off and meet an old friend, Van Cliburn. That was wonderful, Van. That was wonderful.
Boy, he's developed into an actor.
He's
since he
developed
was
into an
here.
actor. Not only one of the greatest pianists, but one of the finest actors, too. Van, I think that's grand.
No, I was telling the truth about my limited engagement, and I must share with you a great joy I had when I was 15 years old. I played the part of Lazarus in a biblical play, and I never quite got over it.
Well, your accent's
Marvelous,
great.
yes.
Oh, thank you, but when I pit myself against great thespians such as I see on this panel, I don't, no, I thought surely I'd be found out.
Well, I must say that I think it needs to be said again that in the most difficult days of our relationships with the Soviet Union, you did a signal service for your country by going to Moscow and winning the Tchaikovsky competition.
Well, that's right.
We'll always all hold you a debt for that.
I hate very much to take this opportunity since we are on the network, but I know all of you are very interested and have heard about the Interlochen National Music Camp in northern Michigan. And I feel that I would like to donate my check tonight to the camp. We are in the process of raising $10 million, and we have already raised $3 million, and it is for the training of America's youth. We have been in operation for 28 years, and it is the oldest camp for training young musicians. And I want to say how very much it's my pleasure to be here with you.
Good. Thanks very much, Sam. Nice to have you.
So nice to see you.
I think in all counts, some congratulations are due the panel anyway, and we'll be back after this word from our alternate sponsor. Afraid we've had a lot of fun, and I've used all the time up, so I will say good night for all the panel, and thank you all for being with us on What's My Line?
Watch My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotton. This is Johnny Olson suggesting that you open your door to hope. When an American Cancer Society volunteer calls to tell you how to help conquer cancer with a checkup and a check, give generously.